Now, your forecast first, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Well, it's been another hot and humid day across central Illinois. A few areas trying to pick up on some rain, some showers out here closer to Springfield, parts of Christian County there into a few areas of Shelby County. But you can see the rest of us high and dry and hot. 89 in Champaign, but it feels more like 90 degrees. Just a little bit of humidity out there, and it's going to get worse as we head into the upcoming 4th of July weekend. But we are going to stay dry for the most part. We'll talk about just how warm things are going to get when we come back. WCIA 3 News starts
now on WCIA 3 News.
A homeless man was found beaten to death. How he's being remembered by the people who knew him.
New marijuana licenses are on hold during this pandemic, while that's causing problems for applicants. And it's a gift that was years in the making, what a community helped get for one family in need.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 5.
Difficult just doesn't even begin to describe it. It's just tragic. It's heartbreaking.
Champaign police are continuing to investigate after a homeless man was beaten to death last night. The people who knew him best are struggling with the news. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini. Police say Todd Ledbetter was found unresponsive near Westside Park. WCIA 3's Andy Olson is live there tonight. Andy, you spoke with people who knew him. What did they have to say about him today?
Paul, the words that I've heard to describe Ledbetter over and over again have been sweet, kind, and joyful. Police say witnesses saw 3 black males robbing and physically assaulting Ledbetter just before midnight Wednesday. The incident happened across the street from Westside Park. Today, friends of his have brought flowers and started a memorial. See You at Home says Ledbetter has been a frequent visitor at their shelter for 2 years now. Executive Director Rob Dowhouse says he and the team are having a hard time with the loss of one of their friends.
For those friends that knew Todd and loved him, he was a joy to have around, and he will be missed tremendously.
Ledbetter also frequented Emmanuel Memorial Episcopal Church right next to the bench where he died. Church leaders say they knew him well and are filled with sadness after today. Now, police are still looking for tips related to the beating. They're especially looking for help from people or businesses in the nearby area who may have surveillance cameras up that caught the incident. In Champaign, Andy Olson, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Andy, hopefully somebody comes forward. Thanks. Well, Rantoul police are investigating gunfire. It happened near the corner of Ader and Mather Drives. Someone who called it in says they thought they heard fireworks go off around 1 this morning. They went outside their home and found bullet casings in the street, officers and evidence markers on the ground. Police interviewed neighbors as well. Police say there are no suspects at this time. A man accused of shooting a 73-year-old in the stomach was in court today. Goffert Whitley was charged with attempted murder and aggravated discharge of a firearm. Police say he was on a bike when he shot the man last week. They believe the two knew each other. If Whitley's convicted, he faces up to 30 years in prison. The families of 3 victims of the shooting at Bonomatic have set funeral plans. Marcia Strumford's visitation is on July 5th from 3 to 6. Her funeral is on the 6th at 3 at Staub Funeral Home in Springfield. Chris O'Miller's family will hold a celebration of life on July 3rd at Pawnee Christian Church. William Gibbons' family had a visitation on Wednesday. Turning now to the latest on COVID-19, the state announced 869 new cases for a total of nearly 145,000. The positivity rate for the last 7 days is 2.6%. Illinois also announced 36 additional deaths for a total of nearly 7,000. Police have been eating outside at their favorite restaurants and some indoors, but now some stores in Urbana will offer sidewalk shopping. Mayor Diane Marlin has an emergency order in place allowing retailers to sell on sidewalks. Businesses have to apply for a permit, but it's free. Sidewalk sales will go through the month and will auto-renew depending on guidelines. City leaders say they've given a big boost to restaurants and want all stores to see the same growth.
So this gives us a way to draw attention to retail being open. If they have things out on their sidewalk, people drive by, they walk by, so they can immediately know that that retail store is open for business. And so it just creates more awareness for them.
The city says you still have to follow some guidelines while shopping outside. That includes wearing a mask and social distancing. The Homer Lake Interpretive Center is in need of some updates. The Champaign County Forest Preserve wants to know what you want to see there. Officials with the Forest Preserve District say the building wasn't made for all of the things the center offers. They say an entirely new building will most likely be needed. They're still in the early stages of planning. With so much left to be decided, they want to know which ways they can best serve the people who visit.
We hear from the public as far as what else, public meeting space or perhaps type of exhibits, ranging from, all the things that have to do with our local environment and nature to maybe some aspects of sustainable agriculture, considering where we are in Champaign County.
The first public meeting will be next Thursday. People can sign up for the virtual meeting. A link can be found on our website. Hiring is up across the country while officials say it's far too soon to declare victory. Plus, the next round of marijuana licenses in Illinois is on hold. How that could cost applicants even more money.